I will record and I will share in my presentation. Can everybody see the slide? Okay, hello, my name is Kevin, and maybe you guys remember the Dongi Brothers Jeju story, and I just copied the template as a Pohang story. And yeah, so far I always talk about Pohang as a workplace, but this time I will introduce more kind of the tour destination as Pohang. Let me start. First, the location of Pohang is on the east coast of Gyeongsang-buk-do in South Korea, and Gyeongsang-buk-do is this the dark gray side, and this red area is Pohang, and yeah, Pohang is based on the steel industry. Is the largest city in Gyeongsang-buk-do, and the population is about 500,000 people lives in Pohang. And yeah, do you know somebody said Pohang is the rabbit tail, just like this one, but actually this is maybe the image from the Japan, I think, and we insist that Pohang is the tiger's tail. So yeah, this is the fact. And we can go Pohang by car and train and airplane. When you drive, you have to drive around 4 hours. It takes 350 kilometers from Seoul. And in Pohang, there is a KTX station, so it will take 2.5 hours. And lastly, you can take a airplane. It will take 55 minutes, but unfortunately, there is only 2 times a day. So you can take a plane, and I just searched that when you use the plane, you can have a kind of the taxi travel. So yeah, this is just for information. And yeah, this whole picture is Pohang, and the airport is located in here, the little right side of Pohang, and this gray color is POSCO, and in here there is a bus terminal, and the train station is over a little upside of Pohang. And so I recommend you guys, if you have 1 or 2 days trip, take a plane to Pohang and tour the Pohang. And I think when you returning to Seoul, it's more comfortable to take a KTX because they have a lot of train. And here comes the major tourist attraction. Recently, some dramas background is they took a shot in Pohang at like Genmaul Cha Cha Cha, and this win-win hands is very famous in Gudongpo. So when the New Year's come, everybody want to see a sunrise in this place. And actually, this is hands. That means the opposite side is on the land. So maybe people doesn't know there are 2 hands, but yeah, actually they have 1 more. And this is the Yeongildae Marine Pavilion. So it is located in the maybe on the sea. yeah, there is some kind of this traditional or cult buildings, and there is a huge traditional market, 죽도 시장 we call that. So you can see some traditional emotion or so everybody went there when they visit Pohang. And recently they built some canal just like this, so you can take a not cruise but looking like a boat, so you can have a boat trip like this. And there is a park 1538 we call that, and in there is a POSCO museum, so you can see some history of the POSCO and the evolution history. And actually they made a quite a good art structural art piece, so I recommend you when you come to visit Pohang, you can visit here. And here comes some it this is 물회, we call 물 is water and 회 is low fish, but it is very representative food in Pohang, and especially in this winter session there is kind of half dried herring and king crab is very famous, so you can eat them very in cheap price. And here comes the special event like the International Fireworks Festival. And actually this weekend from this Saturday and Sunday they have yeah, International Firework Festival. So I heard that 5 countries have some competition on the fireworks with the music, so this is very fantastic. But because of the COVID-19, maybe the participant is maybe not that much before, but and this is the last event. This is the Post Coast Communication Board, and as you can see, this is very big board, so you can send a message when you invite or go Pohang with your friends or family. You can send a message to them, so it's kind of a little surprising event. So maybe you remember Hyunuk, his name was Tim. Yeah, and this last summer he went with his wife, so I make some reservation. So video is not clear, but when you see this board is very clear. So I heard that he have a good time with his wife. Yeah, here is the end of my presentation, and thank you for give this opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Kevin, for that introduction to Pohang. Are there any questions among the classmates?
Yeah, me. I have a question when you were talking about the tiger's tail.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm not sure I really understood, like, is tiger supposed to represent South Korea?
Yeah,
Like the shape of tiger?
that's right.
Okay.
But when Japan invaded Korea, they how can I say? they make an image like this rabbit because tiger is very strong animal, so they try to reduce our spirit, I think. So they make this kind of rabbit image.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Is the Postcom Museum free?
Mhm.
Free?
Yeah.
Or is there an employee benefit?
I don't think so. You can just make a reservation on the website, and it is free. And when my family came to Pohang, I really recommend here. So, and when you visit Korea, just let me know so I can make a small event like this one.
Thank you, Kevin. It was a really fun presentation. I really enjoyed it. What does the mean 1538?
I don't know
1538
yet. Yeah, it changed maybe this year or last year. So I wonder what is the mean, but I couldn't find. I will let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Kevin, you mentioned the win-win hands. Could you explain that again? First of all, I didn't know there were two hands. That's neat that you mentioned the other hand was on the ground.
Yeah.
But what does it mean win-win?
This Korean name is
함께 갑시다.
상생의 형. Let's go together. Really? Yeah, but is it when I translate in English? They recommend me to say win-win. But
So Jessica wrote down coexistence.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's a little bit different than win-win, but Jessica, what do you mean by coexistence?
I think that Kevin wants to say the win-win by kind of having a good relationship by he getting benefit and I also getting benefit. And what I say coexistence by he and I both kind of exist in a relationship that calls something thing means kind of like win-win and coexisting combined altogether.
Okay. Okay, so the two hands are symbolizing coexistence. Is that what you're saying? Like helping?
Yeah, win-win and coexisting is combined in that something thing.
Okay. So another question. When you were thinking about what Pohang is known for, you mentioned POSCO. How about Postec and Handong? Are those the two main universities that came out of the most prominent universities in Pohang?
oh yeah, of course. In the
No, actually, is Postec in Pohang?
yeah, that's right. And POSCO built a post-tech, so
Okay, what is the one that's in Daejeon? I get confused.
Heist, maybe.
Oh, that's KAIST. Okay,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
mind. Yeah. So Postec and Handong are in Pohang.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a personal story. When I first came to Korea, the first job I almost took was in Pohang. I mentioned it to you. It was at Handong.
Really?
Yeah, it was an administrative position at the Handong International School that is on the campus next to the campus of Handong University.
Yeah, I heard
So-
that Handong only used English, so
Yeah.
Mm.
So I visited there maybe the first, I don't know, first couple months when I was in Korea. But obviously I didn't take the job. And yeah, so I'm here. I was just curious to know also, Kevin, did you think the history of Pohang was significant? Like, am I correct that it began as the shipbuilding port? The shipbuilding port, which is one of the main industries that helped Korea after the Korean War.
No, not a shipbuilding, just making steel.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ulsan under the Pohang is famous for shipbuilding, but in Pohang is only make a steel. So they have POSCO, and recently they the Hyundai Steel Works are
Yes.
made. Yeah. So I introduced as a steel industry city.
And did that steel industry kind of flourish, I guess, after the war, or when did it start to kind of be the main sort of
Yeah,
attraction
after the war.
after the war?
Yeah, the President Park Chung-hee
Yes.
tried to make a kind of the industry, and I said before, steel is the rise of industry.
Yes, right.
So yeah, they decide to make steelworks in Pohang.
Okay. And one last thing is you mentioned that show Gangmar Cha Cha Cha, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have not watched it, but I know it's very popular. And I was reading an American newspaper that mentioned how that show is actually very good because of the message.
Mm,
Now, you said that is that the set that you're showing, that picture?
yeah, they took this here in Guryongpo in Pohang.
Yeah.
So not only this side, but they took all around the Guryongpo. But actually, I'm not a big fan of this drama, so I
Oh,
will.
really?
Yeah. And everybody asked me, am I have a visit there? But I didn't, so I will.
Uh,
Yeah.
But you're going back to Pohang soon, is that correct? After
Yeah.
graduation? Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to transition now to some feedback, Kevin. Thank you for your talk. I like the way it looks like you got dressed up for the presentation today, or is that a coincidence? Did you dress up a little more formally?
My dress? No.
Yeah.
Not really, but
No, not really. Okay, you look like you look a little more professional today since you have a sweater. I think the photos are all wonderful. Not too
Yep.
many. Good
Thank you.
variety of maps and cartoons and photos and videos. I like your subheadings. It was easy to follow. I always liked questions as subheadings, like what shall we eat?
Hmm.
That I think that was one of your subheadings. That was good. The improvements, I don't really have too many, but I guess I was wondering, like I said, I was wondering about the history of the city a little bit and
Hmm.
the universities, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's right.
Grammar, there's always a little bit of grammar, like how to go to Pohang. I think that was the first or second slide. It's just
really?
how to get to Pohang. I think
Oh.
it said how to go Pohang.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So how to get, well, if it's a question, you should say, how do I get to Pohang? Or how do I get to Pohang?
Mm.
And you said marine, but I think you pronounce it marin, so it's marine, M-A-R-I-N-E.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
similarly, canal, not kennel.
Oh,
So
really? Channel.
yeah, so canal, C-A-N-A-L,
Yeah.
that is it was okay because I can understand you, but if you say kennel, that's actually a different word. It's actually like, I'll write it down. The meaning of that is like a dog, where dogs are kept. So this is kennel, and that's canal, and then that's marine.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any feedback? We have less than a minute. Okay. Well, thank you, Kevin. One more applause, and you can stop here. And let's move right into